From going after minors to making Kobe Bryant's wife uncomfortable, Karl Malone doesn't regret any of it. His participation in the All-Star Weekend brought all of his controversies to the forefront, and he does not care about the backlash or the things he did wrong. The NBA made a grave mistake recently. They included the highly problematic Karl Malone. Fans were enraged beyond the point of consolation. If it were up to the fans, they'd have him sent to prison. And that is one of the more modest demands. It's not just them. The media and journalists are losing their minds, asking what could have possessed the league to ruin such an event. Malone is usually a very private person. I think it's because of his past that he chooses to remain on the sidelines. So when the Salt Lake Tribune asked him about his reputation, which barely exists in a positive light anymore, he gave a shocking response. Instead of feeling remorse, he said that he's well aware of everything being said about him. All players are told exactly what's being written or said about them. Regarding the backlash, he made it clear that he's not discussing any part of it, and that he doesn't care. Once you hear about all the stunts he's pulled, his audacity will leave your jaw on the floor. He said that it's his personal life, and he'll deal with everything like he has had to before.
You know, he held everybody accountable, and I grew up old school way. He just demanded a lot. And nowadays, maybe kids don't want him. When we lose, it's somebody else's fault. So Coach Sloan always held us accountable in the locker room. Number one, what kind of loyalty I have? Do I have a loyalty for this friend?
That's not a very positive response, because fans now know that he has a habit of ignoring his behavior. In the end, he said nonchalantly that he's human. And let me make one thing very clear. His actions were anything but human. Let me tell you everything he's done wrong, and let you be the judge of his response. Starting with Gloria Bell. When most people saw Malone as the judge at the slam dunk contest,
this is real. 50. That is a 50 dunk. Even though Aaron's was better.
I like it. Okay.
I agree. Hey, Kevin, okay. That's hard. That's a hard one. That's a hard one to judge. Because
49.
He had to go put it behind, hand behind his neck like Karl Malone, and then did the dunk. That is the best dunk. Exclamation point on the contest.
they didn't think much of it. And to be honest, the NBA was banking on this, for people to act as oblivious as they had been acting. But it's not that simple. The forward player didn't make a small, forgivable mistake. He impregnated a minor. In 1983, a 20-year-old basketball player was dating a mere 13-year-old. Gloria's parents didn't press charges on the statutory offense. He was a neighborhood kid, but they let him go because of his impending NBA fortune. Bear in mind that in Louisiana, the age of consent is 17, so they could press criminal charges for impregnating a minor, and his statutory offense would have resulted in a sentence of at least 10 years. This is the same controversy that he said makes him human in his response. And I'm not even halfway with just this part. Malone's heinous behavior didn't stop after his pedophilic inclinations. When the child's grandparents filed a lawsuit asking for $200 a week in 1985, he didn't respond. This is honestly crazy if you think about the fact that his career earnings topped a cool $104 million. And he couldn't cough up a couple $100 for his son, Demetrius Bell? He was then ordered to pay $125 per week in child support, but appealed that. In the end, he reached a settlement with the family outside of court. This allowed him to never acknowledge that he was the father, and Demetrius revealed that his father remained horrible. Gloria's son was drafted by the Buffalo Bills in 2008 and played in the NFL until 2013. He was told by Malone that he'd have to make it on his own, and that it was too late for him to play the father role. Demetrius treats it as though his mom just went to a sperm bank. In the end, it's a miracle that he grew up around good people and didn't need someone as toxic as Malone in his life. Just to be clear, the paternity test showed that he was 99.3% the father, so there's no concern there. Malone completely abandoned his own son, which is strange because he has two other children whom he has publicly embraced. In Malone's defense, he built a relationship with Demetrius in 2014. It's possible that they have something of substance in their life now, but they reunited when Demetrius turned 30. Some things just can't be taken back, like sleeping with a minor. Anyway, Malone was hit with yet another lawsuit from Benita Ford. He had twins with her named Daryl and Cheryl, who were 8 at the time of the lawsuit. It was the same old dance. He was held in contempt of court for not submitting samples for a paternity test, and settled the case outside of court. Both the twins went on to play basketball at the same university Malone played at. Cheryl went on to have a solid 10-year career, winning 3 championships with the Detroit shock. Many think that this is why Malone acknowledged the twins in 1998. He even later said that he didn't handle the situation right, and Father Time is the biggest thief out there. Now, I'm not sure about Father Time, but I don't think that highly of this Malone guy. Some argue that this backlash against him is just another one of those cancel culture things, but Malone has never publicly acknowledged Gloria or his own son. Giving an explanation for impregnating a 13-year-old can't be easy, but the lack of remorse is disgusting. I've established that he was horrible off-court, but he sucked on-court too. Malone is what most call a dirty player. He caused Isaiah Thomas to get 40 stitches after basically elbowing him in the head during a game. And after causing such a serious injury, he did not so much as flinch or show the slightest amount of guilt. Malone's career might have been great, as he was the third highest scorer, but if it meant hurting others, then his career is built off of violence and not talent. Not just this, but his interpersonal relationship with other players cuts deeper. Malone was the most vocal player about not letting Magic Johnson play in the NBA. Why, you may ask? Because Johnson was diagnosed with HIV in 1991.
I think that it was a growing experience for both of us.
Emotionally, how difficult was it for you, the ups and downs?
Huge roller coaster ride when you love somebody, but then it doesn't work out, you know, and it's
this
back
book
and
is
forth.
so important. Cookie has always said, hey, that's your life. I don't want to be in a spot.
He was the most ignorant at the time, openly saying that it's contagious and that it would affect his game if he got it too. But his worst offense against another player was just disgusting. He hit on Kobe Bryant's wife.
Kobe Bryant and his wife Vanessa, the now retired Kobe Bryant. So I've got to ask her the first question.
We love it.
You do love
yeah,
it.
we actually do. We got used to him being around the last 3 seasons because of his injury.
It's been amazing. It really has. I've had a chance to really slow down and kind of let the career sink.
In 2004, it was reported that Malone made several inappropriate comments towards Vanessa. Malone was wearing a cowboy outfit when she asked if he was hunting, and he responded that he was hunting for little Mexican girls. Considering his inclination towards little girls, that didn't age well. But Vanessa is Mexican, so the comment was aimed at her. And over a decade later, Malone had said that Bryant had a standing offer. To apologize? Nope. To fight him if he still has an issue with what he said to his wife. The NBA should be ashamed of giving him the honor of standing next to Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and LeBron James. Anywho, on another occasion, Vanessa had gotten his number from his wife to invite their son to their seating area during a Lakers game, and Malone asked her to come sit next to him and hug him. If she did that, it'd be on every magazine cover in the country. This was the first time that they'd spoken without their spouses present, and Karl asked her if she liked him, to which she said, as a friend. She told him that he was old enough to be her father, and he responded, "Oh, like your daddy?" There's no end to his scummy behavior. And that's all from me on Karl Malone not regretting his biggest controversies.